2026 is shaping up to be one of the biggest years Pokemon has ever seen. And based on market data, these 10 cards are positioned for some major upward movement. Let's get into it. First card on the list is Alakazam from Mega Evolution. It's the promo card in the ETB. You can get this card right now for $6.79. There are approximately 318 copies on the market. And as you can see, guys, when this card first came out, it was $22 and it quickly shot down. Now, this is very normal for Pokemon cards, especially promos, simply because the set just came out. We're not usually used to seeing this lately as everything's been shooting up, but this is completely normal and an excellent buying point for this card. Alakazam being one of my loved Pokemon and also others, it's kind of like a no-brainer and really way too cheap. This is at least a $15 to $20 card easily after everything is all said and done. And as you can see, you have Alakazam with the spoons, painful spoons, the purple psychic, you know what I mean, standing on a rock. You know, this card is definitely loved. If I was you guys, I'd get a couple. I previously just bought 4 copies on TCG Player, and I'm sure they're going to be minty. And guys, Mega Evolution is going through a crazy dump right now. Perfect time to buy it. This is the ideal time to buy singles on the market. For one, they're minty, and for two, they're cheap. Like literally the two best things in the world. All right, and this is Alakazam from Mega Evolution. Next card on our list is Zorua from White Flare. You can get this card right now. This is actually lightly played. We don't need lightly played. Let's actually go to the near mint if I can find it. You can get this card right now for $27.49. There are approximately 127 copies on the market. That's not a lot. It is slightly growing up from the last time I covered this card. However, that's still not a lot of copies. This is a card that, yeah, get it before 2026 for sure. You just never know, especially with White Flare. Now, do I think that White Flare and Black Bolt can get a reprint? Absolutely. It's still early in the window. However, this card is very, very popular. A few people are talking about it. Again, that moon in the back, oh my God, it's so gorgeous. Of course, you got the cute Pokemon, the waterfall in the back. It's just a unique nighttime card. You know, I personally enjoy it. I don't have a copy yet, but best believe I will. Let's see where the high of this card was. It's actually still at its peak. Came out $28, went all the way down, not too far, to $19, and rose back up. That's a good indicator. And I got, hey, this card that's an indicator saying, hey, this card is light, guys. So keep an eye out for this card. Again, this is Zorua from White Flare. Next card on the list is a Alolan Dugtrio from Surging Sparks. You can get this card right now for $5.19. There are approximately 497 copies on the market. And as you can see, guys, this card is experiencing a bit of a buyout at 95 items sold just on Thanksgiving. That's quite interesting, guys. This card is way too cheap right now. For the year, it's at its low, and it was its high at March 3rd for $14.26. Yeah, guys. And if you're new to the channel, I had just bought this card maybe a couple months ago now to a vendor. He pretty much was very excited to get this card. I was surprised. I didn't think this card was very popular at all. Honestly, I knew that it was unique. That's why I picked up a few copies when it first was released. Also noteworthy, the new set, Ascended Heroes, has a Dugtrio coming out. So, and that card right there is fire. So I can definitely see a Dugtrio line going up. And this buyout is quite interesting, guys. Still good amount of copies sold, very healthy. You got 50 to 70 items sold on a regular daily basis. Still a lot of copies on the market. It's not a crazy number. It's not like it's at 1,000 copies. So yeah, Surging Sparks right now is definitely getting overlooked. It is crazy how this hobby is. One moment a set is fire flames. Everybody can just like Everybody's just drooling at the mouth for the set, and as soon as that carousel goes around and the new set comes around, that new girl in the block, everybody's just worrying about her. And sets like Surging Sparks, which is again a good set, just gets overlooked. And also, there's plenty of product around, so that's another reason why everybody's overlooking this set. But once that product goes out, guys, when that product goes out, best believe the hype will return. And Dugtrio right now is a great buying point for $5. I mean, come on, I got a few copies. So again, this is a Lowland Dugtrio from Surging Sparks. Next card is Misty Psyduck from Destined Rivals. You can get this card right now for $51.24. There are approximately 189 copies on the market. Misty Psyduck, this card pops for sure. You can see the water definition is, you can see the ripples, individual ripples on the waves. Of course, you got the iconic Misty and also the iconic Psyduck on a card. A great card in person to look at. Wonderful water Pokemon card. Pops for sure. Let's see where the year is actually for the high of this card. The card went up to as high as $75 in September and has been shooting down ever since, as soon as the market had experienced a lot of product. And as just like Surging Sparks, surprisingly, Destined Rivals is a lot of places. You can find this product everywhere. So it's not being looked at. A wonderful time to buy up the singles. And as you can see, also, it's been experiencing a recent buyout for about 68 copies on Black Friday. Shout out Black Friday. That TCG player discount came in clutch. I hope you got yours, because guess what, guys? I got mine. And as you can see, people are definitely also seeing the opportunities right now on this price. The higher this card, again, was $75. We don't count the pre-sale price because it was crazy. With $94, and someone still bought that, I wouldn't trust that one. But at 75 is a pretty safe number to see how much potential this card has. Is honestly speaking, in my opinion, this is one of the top 3 cards in this set. So it definitely has potential to one day hit that $100 mark. It may take some time. However, Destined Rivals is an excellent set. Now, for people who just got into the hobby not too long ago, maybe after this, for sure, and may not see the hype of this set has hype. I don't think I need to really explain that. However, right now, it's just everywhere. So it's not the number one set everybody's looking for. You know, it's not as scarce as one would think. However, in the future, for sure, those who have this card will reap the benefits. And this is Misty Psyduck from Destined Rivals. Card on the list is Teams Rocket's Houndoom from Destined Rival. You can get this card right now for $13.15. There are approximately 370 copies on TCG Player. One of my favorite cards. I'm completely biased on this card. I'm a Houndoom fan as well. And when this card came out, I was really singing its praises. Even at $20, if you look at my previous videos, I was still saying it was a buy, even at $20. And yes, it did go down for sure. And guess what, guys? It is still a buy. It's still a buy. As you can see, it's starting to experience some little mini buyouts. 81 copies for $12. This is way too cheap for this card. Top 10 for sure in this set. If not top 10, honestly, top five singles in the set. That's might be a hot take, but I'ma still be a fan of this card. Guys, get a couple copies. I already got mine. Yeah, Teams Rockets Houndoom from Destined Rival. If you're enjoying this breakdown, hit the like button. It helps push these market videos to more collectors. Next card on the list is Gardenia's Vigor from Crown Zenith, the Galarian Gallery. You can get this card right now for $9.16. There are approximately 357 copies on the market. Now, I'm highlighting this card in particular simply because of the illustrator. Yoriyuki Ikiyami. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Yoriyuki Ikiyami is the artist of this card, and it's also the artist for the whole line of Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur in 151, as you can see with the leaf petals and the greens on this card. I pulled this card. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was $100 until I went on TCG Player and I'm like, oh, this card is super cheap. But as soon as I pulled that card, I looked at it and I was like, this card, this looks so majestic, so nature-ish. Like, I just so like, I don't know. I really believe it was way much more than what it was. However, it wasn't. It was really cheap at the time. And let's see where the year is at high for this card. Yeah, it was like $11. Had a high of $11. Now you can get it for $9.27. I was watching a YouTuber highlighting that this may be the Black Swan event in the future, when one day people will start collecting artist cards rather than Pokemon cards. And he made a good point. I must admit, I'm a big Shinji Kanda fan. So I can see myself, and I've already been collecting his type of cards. It was just like almost natural. However, it is still untapped in this hobby. So yeah, I can definitely see this happening in the future, where everybody's just chasing illustrators rather than Pokemon. And these are one of the cards that, guys, it just pops. 151 being iconic, the Ivysaurs, Bulbasaur, Venusaur, that whole line is being iconic. It also did the Zacian. Guys, pick up this card. It's very cheap. And you can't even say trainers wasn't once upon a time not gloried. It was glorified at one point, just not now. There's still a lot of room for this card to grow. Next card on the list is Alakazam EX from Scarlet and Violet 151. You can get this card right now for $41.28. There are approximately 360 copies on the market. Alakazam, obviously being one of the most iconic Pokemon there is, early gen Pokemon. And even for this card, let's check the high of this card for the year. It went as high as $53. And the previous high before that was $49. As you can see, it's been going all the way down. So it does present a perfect buying opportunity for Alakazam out of 151. One of the cards that I love out of the set. So this might be a biased pick itself. However, for 40 bucks, not a bad card to buy. And again, this is Alakazam from Scarlet and Violet 151. Next card on the list is Bulbasaur from Mega Evolution. You can get this card right now for $16.79. There are approximately 392 copies on the market. Bulbasaur, another early gen Pokemon that's absolutely loved. Mega Evolution, a set that all the prices is literally going down. Perfect buying opportunity, especially for this card, Bulbasaur. Out of all these cards, I will not lie to you. I will keep it $150 with you right now. This is the card to get right now. Even with the stamp also, which should be maybe $4 or $5 more, around $18, $19. However, this copy also get both copies. In the future, people will collect both of the versions of this card, stamped and non-stamped. Guys, I think this is one of the ones where if you don't buy on this card, you will miss out. It started off as a $47 card, 42. It was still having lots of purchases at this point. Lots of purchases, 100. 392 copies on the market. It's not a lot at all. Now, will Mega Evolution get reprinted in the future? There is a strong possibility. I can for sure see that coming. However, in terms of crispiness copies, get the crispy copies, the early sets, the early ones. Yeah, it's worth a buy. I just pulled the trigger on one. I will pull the trigger at the end of this week again for this card once my budget resets. Shout out to the nanny. Anyway, this is Bulbasaur from Mega Evolution. Last card on the list is Mew from Crown Zenith. There are approximately 288 copies on the market. You can get this card right now for $26.54. And as you can see, it had a previous high as of $43 in September. Insane. It dropped down to $26. Believe it or not, this card was once a $9 card. Yes, last year, December, $9. That's when I actually bought it. Funny story with this card, I bought it when I was opening Crown Zenith, thinking that I would never pull this card. I bought it on TCG Player, put it in my binder. Literally the next day, opened the pack. Mew again. Listen, I am not complaining with this duplicate. Yeah. So yeah, if you haven't got this copy of the card, this is definitely a good point. Definitely worth this amount of money, especially from its previous high of $43. Yeah, this card, I don't know. This card is not going any lower. I think past $20, maybe 15 max. Other than that, it's definitely not going back to its $9 mark. Mew being definitely top three Pokemon of all time. Also, the Mew is sleeping in this card, which is actually very noteworthy. We have a few other Pokemon in this card as well, the Cramorant. So, yeah, iconic card in the future. Definitely one of the top cards out of Crown Zenith. Arguably, guys, yeah, get this card. Now, out of all these cards that we talked about, guys, I would definitely say get the Bulbasaur for the price. It's a perfect price point. A card that should be way more expensive than it is. To me, is flying under the radar. Even the Ivysaur as well is around the same price. Grab both of them. Get you a sequential set for the future. Get a few sequential sets for the future. You would not go wrong. Comment below which card you think is the most undervalued right now. I reply to every comment, and subscribe so you don't miss the next market breakdown. I'll catch you guys on the next one.